Hello, good morning, my dear students. Once again, I am here, Lalit Kumar P. Bhaiya, Associate Professor, BCET Durg. Dear students, in last video, that is in video number 5, we have seen and studied about semiconductors. That is first part of your syllabus, the characteristics of semiconductors and differentiation between, or you can say comparison between conductor, semiconductor and insulator and their characteristics, properties, etc. That we have already seen. Extrinsic and intrinsic semiconductor, P-type and N-type semiconductor. Then the next article from the semiconductor is the diode, which we will learn. Today we will go the first part of the diode and tomorrow we will finish it. The diode. What is diode? Let us see what is to be covered in this particular topic, that is diode, semiconductor diode. What we will cover today: what is diode? Why diodes are required? The introduction about the diode, diode symbol and operation, open circuited PN junction and its depletion region. Later on more topics will be covered, but these are the basics of the diodes. Because the diode is the first component of the electronic circuits, and hence to understand the further studies, further topics, we need to understand this diode, basic component. Why diodes? Now, before going to study the diodes means, in short I can say, di means two and odes from the electrodes. The semiconductor with two electrodes. PN type semiconductor with two electrodes is called as the diodes. Why diodes? Because resistance, capacitor and inductor are the linear circuit elements. Many signal processing function need non-linear elements. And diode is the most fundamental non-linear circuit element. Basic function of the diode is to allow the current to flow only in one direction. Current will be flowing through the diode is only in one direction, and what I told earlier, di plus electrode is the diode. So what is the basic funda? Other components like R, C and L are the linear components, while some processing function requires the non-linear elements also. So diode is a non-linear element, and that can be later on used as a precision or precise linear function. Here you can see the diode symbol and operation. In block schematic, here is the P-type semiconductor, here N-type semiconductor, and this in between this junction is formed. Later on we will see what is this junction. So this is PN and these are two electrodes. So this is called as PN junction diode and this is called as PN junction. So here you can observe this symbol, arrow is shown in one direction and this is the line here. This arrow side is the positive side called as the anode and this line side is called as the negative side called as the cathode. The arrow indicates the flow of the current, the direction of the flow of the current of the diode from positive to negative. One way, this is called as one way flow, and hence this symbol is used as a diode. Two electrodes and this is P-type and N-type semiconductor. Diode can be used either in forward bias or in reverse bias. forward bias in which anode is connected to positive while cathode is connected to negative, and the current flows from anode to cathode. This is called as a forward bias. While in case of the reverse bias, anode is connected to the negative of the battery and cathode is connected to the positive of the battery. This is called as a reverse bias, and no current flows through this reverse bias. Only in forward bias current flows. That's why it is called as one directional element. The current flows only in one direction, that is in forward bias, from positive to negative. So this is the fundamentals of the diode. Now you can see this open circuited PN junction, formation of depletion region. The very important thing is the junction of the diode. Here you can observe this is the P type of material, and this is N type of material. And here the majority charge carrier are the holes, while here the majority charge carrier are the electrons in N type of material. This is P and this is N. And these are the acceptor ions, negative ions available, and these are the donor ions from which the electrons are coming. Again you can see just, and this gives the junction. This forms the junction here. So what happens while forming this junction? A depletion layer is formed at this junction. Again you can see here, this is the movement. You can see this movement of the holes here, electrons here, and movement of the holes are here. So being free particles, electrons start diffusing from N type material into P type material. The electrons will start diffusing from this N type material to the P type material. And being free particles, holes too start diffusing from P type material to N type material. The holes from this P type material to N type material, and electrons from N type material to P type material will be diffusing. However, every electron transfers a negative charge into the P side and also leaves an uncompensated charge on the donor on the N side. Every hole creates one positive charge on the N side and on the P side. So while leaving the electrons from this side to this side, hole will be created here, and while leaving the holes from P side to N side, leaving the electrons here. These electrons will be moved here and holes will be moved. So they will diffuse to each other. While diffusing, the layer will be formed at the junction. And later on you can see this is called as a depletion layer. The negatively charged electrons will travel to the P side and positively charged holes will travel to the N side. So some one or more electron layers will form deposited at the P side, and one or some layer may be deposited of the holes may be deposited at the N side. So negative charge stops electrons from further diffusion, and positive charge stops holes from further diffusion. So the charge will then stop the diffusion. This layer will then stop the diffusion. The diffusion forms a dipole charge layer at PN junction interference. You can see this one. These are called as the immobile ions. These are fixed. The diffusion forms a depletion charge. Diffusion forms a dipole charge layer at the p-n junction interface, at this interface. There is a built-in voltage at the p-n junction interface that prevents penetration of electrons into the p side and holes into the n side. So this depletion layer is important while studying this diode. Junction depletion layer, a negative charge particles, that is fixed ions, immobile ions to the p side, and positively charged holes layer, fixed layer at the n side. This will form the depletion layer. This is called as a depletion layer. And you can see this diagram in which the depletion layer is clear cut shown. This is n type material, this is p type material. This positive holes will be fixed here, negative electrons will be fixed here. Because of opposite charges, they will move and they will deposit over here. So this is called as a depletion layer. And this graph shows you the depletion layer. This is called as a conduction band of the n type material, and this is the valence band of the p type material. And this is the conduction band of p type material, and this is the valence band of n type material. Depending upon the concentration of the holes in the n type and electrons and holes in the p type and electrons, this can be done. And this depletion layer having a very less amount of fixed ions. So this is width shown for the depletion layer. So formation of this depletion layer is very important. And by virtual look, you can see this p-type material. This is p-type material. And here is this is n-type material. And virtually we can see electronic force field here available due to these charges. This is negative ions, this is positive ions, and this is the electronic force will be available at this junction. This is the electronic force in the depletion layer. Note that the side of the depletion layer is more positive than the p side. N side of the depletion layer is more positive than the p side. So you can observe this depletion layer. Holes and electrons are depleted from the dopant's atom, and this can be shown like this also. This is called as ionized acceptor atoms, and this is ionized donor atoms, because the holes from p side will be shifted here and electrons from n side will be shifted here, and hence this is called as a charge due to donor, and this is the charge due to acceptor. Depletion layer we can now define. Thus at equilibrium there exists a layer of negative charges in p region and layer of positive charges in n region near the junction, which do not contain any free electron or hole and consist only of immobile ions. This region is called as depletion region, or this depletion region, it is also called as the space charge region. And in last slide we have already seen the width of the depletion region, which is equal to 0.5 to 1 micron about. So this is the very important part, depletion region, and this will form the potential barrier also. For silicon, this potential barrier due to this depletion region is 0.7 volt, and for germanium it is 0.3 volts. Now we can go, we can also see later on the applications of this diode. as a rectifiers, clippers and clampers for linear as well as non-linear circuits. Until now what we have studied, it is expected the questions: define diode, draw its symbol and explain its operation. Define depletion region, explain how it is formed. Draw and explain the waveforms of charge density, electric field intensity and potential energy barriers of N and P side. The topics which we will cover again: the controlling the width of the depletion region, which we have already seen, how the depletion region is formed. 0.5 to 1 micron will be the width of the depletion region. How we can control this width, because the flow of the current is dependent upon this width of the depletion region. So minimum is the width of the depletion region, maximum will be the flow of current, and maximum is the depletion region width, the current will stop to flow. In reverse bias, this depletion width will be more. In forward bias, this depletion width will be negligible. Then biasing of diode. We have already seen forward bias and reverse bias. Then we will again go details of the forward bias and reverse bias of the diode. Then ideal and practical diode. Ideal diode does not have any resistance. Practical diode have the resistance. Let us see later on. Then model of the diode. How diode can be utilized in the circuits. We will see the model and the current components of the diode. Forward current, reverse current, static current, dynamic current, forward resistance, reverse resistance, etc. This is the important part of the diode. Later on, controlling the width of the depletion region. The PN junction becomes useful when we are able to control the width of the depletion region. What I am saying, the PN junction becomes useful when we are able to control the width of the depletion region, which I have already told you. The less the width of the depletion region, more current will flow, and hence the control of current will depend upon the control of the depletion region, that is PN junction, depletion region. And by controlling the width, we are able to control the resistance of the PN junction and thus amount of current that pass through the device. How the current can be controlled? By controlling depletion width, we can control the resistance and the current will be controlled. And the width of the depletion region can be controlled by biasing the diode. Either it is forward bias or it is reverse bias. Later on we have to see biasing. What is this biasing? It is the potential applied to the PN junction to obtain a desired mode of operation. The potential is used to control the width of the depletion region. The potential P side and N side will be connected to the battery, and this will provide the potential to the P type material and N type material, so that junction layer will be controlled. Junction depletion layer will be controlled. And there are two types of biasing: forward biasing and reverse biasing. You can see this is P type material, this is N type, and this is PN junction. So P is connected to the positive of the battery and N type is connected to the negative of the battery. This is called as forward bias. So the majority charge carrier holes to the P side will be moved towards the N side, because this positive and this positive will repel. Positive of the battery and this positive holes will be repel, and holes will try to force towards the N side, and this negative of the battery will force to negative electrons in N type will towards the P side. So the force P type here and N type here will reduce the depletion region. Junction will be, depletion width will be reduced. A positive voltage moves electrons and holes forward the junction where they combine, current flows. Here what will happen? They will be combined here and current will be flows. And here this is reverse bias. P type is connected to the negative of the battery and N type is connected to the positive of the battery. So what will happen? This will be move and disappear at this negative side, and this N type electrons will move and disappear will be at the positive side. So that depletion layer will increase and the current becomes zero. As you increase the voltage, depletion layer will be increased more and more and current becomes the zero. This is called as a reverse bias. A negative voltage always move electrons and holes away from the junction. No current flows. So dear friends, today we will stop here. Tomorrow again we will go for the forward biasing, then reverse biasing. Forward bias during this its resistance, reverse biasing, and after this reverse biasing its resistance, ideal diode, practical diode, complete diode model, current components of diode, current components in reverse bias, and we will see some expected question tomorrow. Thank you very much for listening this video and try to answer the questions which are asked in the PPT. Thank you very much. You can have any problems, you can ask me at any time on any platform. You can also call me if you have some difficulties. Thank you very much.